Hi guys, this is your girl Wakeji Kamore and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. I'm back with a hoarse voice, but the gospel must continue. I may not be able to project my voice as usual, but thank you so much guys for the love that you have shown me in the last couple of days, the sweet messages, the prayers for my healing. I am well and continuing to be healed. Thank you so much for listening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time that you get to listen to this. Please do remember to share the audio and the podcast link or the YouTube link with as many people as you can. Today I'll be covering the summary of the book of Leviticus chapter 16, which outlines God's rules and procedures that were to be followed on the Day of Atonement. Now, this day would happen once a year, and it was a very important day in the calendar of the Israelites. So pay attention. And here we go. So the Day of Atonement was a day when Aaron was to atone for himself and his entire family, and Aaron was to enter the holy tabernacle on this day after he had bathed and put on his sacred attire. He was then to bring a sin offering and a burnt offering to be sacrificed at the altar. A bull for his sin offering and a ram for the burnt offering were to be brought for sacrifice. Aaron's purpose of sacrificing the bull was to atone for his sins and his family's sins. The Israelites were also directed to give him 2 male goats. One of the male goats would be considered a godly sacrifice, when the other would be considered a scapegoat. Leviticus chapter 16 continues to detail the processes that Aaron had to go through on the Day of Atonement. After entering the meeting tent, he was to take off his linen clothes and wash his entire body with the water from the holy place. He could then put his clothes back on and offer the burnt offering for himself and for his people. From there, the skins and other parts of the sacrificed animals were to be burnt in the fire that is outside the camp. The man who burnt the carcass would have to cleanse himself before he could return to the camp. God told Moses that this purification ritual must be done every year to cleanse the Israelites from the sins. He also said that this law will continue forever. You see, the thing is, there were 3 significant things that would happen on this day. First, there was a sacrificial of the bull as a sin offering for the high priest and his family, and in this case, that was Aaron and his family. Second, there was a killing of a goat as a sin offering for the people of Israel. Third, there was the setting free of the scapegoat. So this scapegoat was a live goat that would be set free to the wilderness, that after Aaron had laid both hands on its head and confessed over it all the iniquities of the people and all the transgressions and all their sins. The goat was to bear all the iniquities on itself and be set free to a remote place. This Day of Atonement, as I mentioned, used to happen once every year. And in the New Testament, this day is represented by the day that Jesus was sacrificed. You see, the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 53 verse 6, it says that we are all like sheep. We have all gone astray and we have turned everyone to his own way. And the Lord laid him, and him being Jesus Christ, laid on him, and him being Jesus Christ, so the Lord laid on his son Jesus Christ all the iniquities for us all. And just like in Leviticus chapter 16, the reason there needed to be a scapegoat is because someone or something needed to carry all those iniquities so that the Israelites could become righteous again. In the New Testament, we see that happening. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 21, it reads, "For our sake, God made his son Jesus to be sin, he who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God." My prayer for us is, even as we go through the Old Testament, that our eyes will be open to seeing that everything points us to Jesus Christ and his death on the cross. And that we would recognize the weight of this gift, the weight of this sacrifice, and respond with not only knowing the story, but believing it and confessing it. Romans chapter 10 verse 10, it says, "For with the heart one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved." So if you want to be saved, you have to believe it with your heart and confess it with your mouth. This is your girl Wakeji Kamore, and this has been Reflections by Wakeji Kamore.